Hello friends, welcome to Help Me Coder, the channel which talks about technology and helps the coder community out there. And in today's video, we are going to discuss about how do you customize SharePoint list forms using the PowerApps. In our earlier videos, we did learn what is PowerApps, what are the benefits of PowerApp, and how you can connect easily with any kind of data source using PowerApp to create a app within matter of minutes. So now in this video we are going to see how do you customize the SharePoint list form using PowerApp. Earlier, to do these kind of customization, as the screenshot that you see on my left hand side, you need to do it either through InfoPath, or you need to write some traditional coding or some C# code, or you need to add some content editor web part where you will have jQuery written to do some kind of customizations for your form. But with PowerApp, like the conditional formatting that you want to do, change the field size, change some columns, arrange them differently, have 3 columns side by side, all these kind of formattings can be easily done. You can add some pictures, you can do some change in the color. So as the aesthetics go of your organization, you can change the form accordingly. So in this demo, we are going to see a form like this getting created using PowerApp, where we will be having fields. We will be changing the font type, we'll change the font size, we will have beautiful pictures on the top, we'll change the colors, aesthetics and look and feel of the form. Then we will change the layout of the form, where multiple fields will be sitting next to each other. We will introduce pictures on the edit form, and we will also have some conditional formattings as well. So the color and combination of these fields will change based on the conditional formatting. We will be locking the fields, like right now we cannot edit this particular field. This will be a conditional lock, so while you are in edit mode you can lock it, but when you are creating a new form like this one, that field will be getting unlocked and you can add things. So these are the things that we are going to do in this particular demo, so keep watching till end so that you know everything about the Power Apps. So this is a SharePoint list that we have been using in our earlier example, and this list basically consists data of a travel app. So what list contains is all the details of your journey across different places, and it contains the itinerary number, the hotel name where you are going to stay, the address of that hotel, the country and hotel pick, and end date and start date and all those things. So there are a lot of fields that are there as part of this list. Now in our earlier examples, what we were doing is we were creating an app out of this. So when you used to click create an app, so it used to take you to Power App, where you are creating an app out of this data source. But in this example, what we are going to do is we are going to see how do you customize the forms that are there. So if you click on new item over here, if you see that this is the out of the box form that comes out, so where you have all these fields and you have to do a lot of scrolling up and down to edit the items over here. Also, if you see, the fields are very plain vanilla kind of thing, where you have one field per row, and if you want to have multiple fields in one single row, or you want to have some conditional formatting, that would be easy to do with Power App. You can do it through InfoPath or other ways, but that will involve a lot of work. Plus every organization may have different colors and feel of how the form should look like, so all those customizations can be easily done with Power App. Now how do you open the Power App from here to customize this particular form? To do that, you can go on this Power App link over here, and instead of clicking create an app, click customize the form. What this will do is it will open the Power App terminal, and over here it will be looking little different from the app creation, because in app creation you used to have three different forms where you need to customize them, but over here it will be only one single form, which is this form that you're gonna customize. So the basics are, like, if you want to edit the fields, you can do the editing fields from the directly from the list as well, but over here it is even further, it is easier than that. So if you want to delete a particular thing that you don't want, like for example for this thing I don't want an attachment, I can remove that. If you want to move a field top or bottom, you can easily do that. For example, or I want hotel pick at the very end, so I can just move things around. So once you do that, you can easily see that the fields have changed, the order of them have changed. So that's how easy it is. So right now all the columns are coming on one single line, and which is taking up a lot of space, and then it will involve a lot of scrolling as well. So what I want to do is what you can easily do is basically click on the whole form as such at the very bottom, and you can choose the number of columns that you want. So if for example you choose 2 in, and you will see automatically it will be arranged in a 2-column layout. So that's easy it is to do that. But maybe you don't want to do it this automatically, you may want to have it arranged by yourself. So what I would do is I will try to arrange things myself. So for example, for the start date, you select on that start date card, then you can make it smaller, just make it smaller, make the small in date also smaller. So now start date and in date are together. Maybe itinerary and country also you want to make it as smaller, so I can bring the itinerary below, and then also I will lower the country. So it was making the form look nice, and you don't have to scroll that much for that form. So now let us beautify it even further. We will have an image at the top portion over here, so as to have our company theme. So we will just select that whole form with the SharePoint form 1, and we will just bring it little down like this. So maybe this much is enough. And then over here at the top we will add a image field. So if you see insert option at the top, you can go to the media and click on the image. Just this will drop a image field over here, then just drag the image field to the very end, select that image field, and you can add an image file from here. I have already got an image file. I will select that image file, and this comes up like this. So what I will do is, image position is right now set to fit. What I will do is, instead of fit, I will say fill. So once it is fill, it will occupy the whole position. And then maybe I can have a border over here. So I will just say, just let me have a border which is a solid line, and give it a color of maybe a black. So once that is done, so this will have a border. Now if you want to have an background color of this form, what I can do is select again the whole SharePoint form as such, and then go scroll at the bottom. You will see that there is a color field. Right now it is set to white. What I can choose is, I can choose the orange-ish color or the yellowish color. Also you can easily change the font size of the field. So you can select that particular field for which you want to change the font, and then you can just go on the right hand side to select that particular field. And over here, if you see that the font size is 10.5, I can change it easily to 12, so which makes it easily visible. And over here also you can change it to 12. Also, if you want to do some other formatting, like for example, if you want to have a picture getting displayed instead of the whole text, the URL of the hotel pick, what you can easily do is select the whole card and go into the advanced and say unlock to change the property. Just scroll the card a little bit below, and I can just move it a little down so that the image can be included. And inside this, you can go into the media and insert an image over here. So make sure that the image is inside this particular card so that you can easily get the value in this particular image. So if you see that right now the value is parent.default, which is the actual URL. And if you want to have the same value for the image, you can just select, copy this, go to the image field, and in this also, if you select images coming as sample image, instead of sample image you can just say parent.default, and it will start showing you the image. Then you can increase the size of the image as whatever size you want to keep it. So if you want to do some kind of a conditional formatting, maybe if the price of the hotel is greater than 200, then you want to fill this text box into some other color, maybe to a red. But if it is less than 200, you want to have it as a green color. So this kind of a conditional formatting can be easily done. So to do this conditional formatting, let's say for example the fill option, you need to choose the fill option. Right now this is the white color. So instead of this white color, what I can say, I can have an if statement over here. So how do you get the price value? To get the price value, you will say parent.default. So that will give you the value. So I will say parent, and then IntelliSense will get you the answer automatically, so you don't have to worry about it. So parent.default, and then I will say whether if it is less than 200, then I will say make it as green, else make it as red. So that's how. So right now the value is less than 200 because the value is 100, so it is becoming as green. So that is a conditional formatting that I am talking about. Let us publish this Power App and see it in action. So I will go to File, I will save it, and I will click on the Publish to SharePoint. So when I publish to SharePoint, you will notice this is the URL. So I can just say open in new tab. Click on open in new tab, because if you click it directly over here, then you will lose the Power App window and again you need to open it. So it's easier to work this way. So now let us see how the customized form look like. Click on the item for which you want to see the form, and then you click on the edit item and you see an amazing form over here. See how the background looks like. It looks so fancy, and it has, you have changed the text size, you have changed the font, and you are changing the layout of the form where you have multiple fields sitting side by side. You can display the image on the edit view. So those all things can be done using InfoPath, but it involves a lot of work. Plus if you want to do it through code, then it also involves a lot of work. And if you see the conditional formatting part, where if the price is less than 200, you mark it as green. If it is greater than 200, you mark it as red. Now there are few things that we're gonna change again. So itinerary number, we don't want the users to change once the item is created, so that we want to restrict users from changing it. How do you do that? We will see it just now. So as now we want to lock this particular column itinerary number on the edit form, so we don't want them to change this number. So what you can easily do is select this particular column, and over here you will find a property called display mode. First you have to unlock to change this property. So right now you can do is parent.displayMode dot, you can say is as view only. So once it is view only means you can't change anything over here. So once that is done, you can just see that in action. So if I go back to file and say save, and then you say publish to SharePoint. So after refreshing this particular form again, the list again, what you can see is when you click on the new field, you will not be able to edit the itinerary number, and that's a glitch, because at least in the new field you should be able to edit the itinerary number, while if you do the same thing in the edit field, you are still not able to edit the itinerary number. So you have locked the field in the edit part, but definitely you should not lock it during the new field creation. So to solve this problem, what we will do is we'll click on this itinerary number and we'll click on this particular field, and we see that this right now the parent or display mode is set to view, and we need to change that. How we gonna change that is we're gonna add if condition, and we will check what is the current mode of the form. Is the form is on the new form or is it on an edit form? To check that, we will add a if condition over here, and inside this if condition we will check the SharePoint form status. So there is a inbuilt property SharePoint form 1. So if you see, this one is the IntelliSense that is giving me the answers, and I will check the mode of this thing. So I will say this one mode equals to form mode. So form mode has to be in edit. So if the form mode is in edit state, I will say parent, put a comma first. So if the form mode is on the edit state, I will say parent dot display mode will be view, else it will be parent dot display mode will be edit. To let you know what does this mean is that if the form that you are working on is on an edit state, means you are editing that form, then you should not be able to edit the content of this itinerary number. While if your form is on a new, or you're creating a new form, then definitely you can edit this form. So that is what we are trying to do over here, and it will solve a problem. So let's see, I have already saved it. Let me go back file and then publish it to SharePoint, and I refresh this couple of times. Let's see the new form in action. So once I'm in a new form, I can add itinerary number over here. So that's good, I can add it over here. But when I'm in edit form, I shouldn't be able to edit it. That field should be logged mode. So right now if you see, this is in a logged mode. I cannot change anything over here, while I can change things over here. So that is how easy it is to change and do conditional locking of your particular fields on your particular form.